Seems unlikely that Hokutoriki, a newcomer to the Makuuchi, will come through, pose any threat to Musashi Maru. Chiyo Taikai might well. So it's full house on the last day. We're going to our first bout. Not the last day, correction there, it's last day but one. And we're going to our bout between Oikari and Hayateumi, who's come up from the Julio division. See his knees taped up there. So he's slipped down out of the Makuuchi division where he fought for some while. And it's a hard bout. Hayateumi eventually gets it with the underarm push down. Shidate Dashinagi. And he's obviously, Hayateumi, a farmer's boy, comes from a farming family. No doubt delighted to be back in the Makuuchi ring. But he is nevertheless of the Juryo ranks. Now Tochinohana in the bluish mawashi fights Buyuzan. They never fought before. Buyuzan driving forward fairly hard, pushes in tight, tries to control Tochinohana's elbow, but eventually it's Tochinohana who gets driven out. The straightforward push on oshidashi. Buyuzan taking his 6th win. 9th loss for Tochinohana. Mongolian wrestler coming out, Hamanishiki here, Japanese Rikishi, fights Kyokushuzan. Kyokushuzan in the early days injured quite a few wrestlers. He did a lot of unusual techniques, and there's quite a longish list of people he injured, including Terao and Wakanohana. Then he kind of settled down, got a little bit more orthodox. We've seen him do a lot of techniques this basho, certainly in these first 8 days. Done quite so well since then. He's had a win in his last one, but then 4 losses before that. Well, touch and go on the edge, and there's a very good textbook example there of change from push to pull. So there was Hamanishiki teetering on the edge, Kyokushuzan pushing in hard, and then a quick flip the other way from his overarm grip, and a score with uwatenage. Newcomer Hokutoriki, first basho against Dejima. Dejima's got 9 wins so far. That's reversed that 6 basho makikoshi score each one that he had. It looked as though they knew quite what they were going to do there. I think it was Hokutoriki who looked a bit different. He certainly leans into that shikiri quite a lot. Whoops, oh, Dejima misread that one. He had Hokutoriki right on the edge, and he relaxed a little bit, and then when he came back in, he couldn't finish it off. So that was Hokutoriki who gets that one. That was his 11th win, so an amazing start. This newcomer, he's not even quite sure what to do having won. It shows you how new he is to this top division. There was prize money on that as well. Kaiho, that's Tamanoshima. They've fought 6 times in the past. Tamanoshima won 4 of those. Kaiho's got 6 wins. Tamanoshima's got 5. Kaiho loses this one. That would be makikoshi for him. So a bit of a jump start there from Kaiho. Jumps up, pops his head in a bit, and then he just manages to turn Tamanoshima a bit and then drives him out. So straight push out from Kaiho. 2 types of sumo basically, belt sumo and pushing sumo. Some wrestlers tend to do one or the other. Wrestlers from the Naruto stable, for example, noted for their classical belt sumo. Now next out, Daizen and Chiyotenzan. Chiyotenzan from the Kokonoe stable. It's headed by Kokonoe Oyakata, otherwise known as Shinofuji, the Wolf. Chiyotenzan tries a sort of dive there, but gets sidestepped by Daizen, who follows it up. That's Daizen's 1,400th career bout. So he's been around quite a long time. Came into Makuuchi Sumo in 1991, so 11 years he's been around. Chiyotenzan's 9th loss there, 3rd win for Daizen. Now Miyabiyama, one-time Ozeki against Shimotori. Miyabiyama some 30 kilos heavier than Shimotori. Well, Shimotori locks in with the belt. He's got that overarm grip and drives Miyabiyama to the edge and tips him over sideways from the overarm grip. It's the way to do it, according to the textbooks. Shimotori taking his 9th win, so very good result. His previous basho he had 6 wins. Takanowaka against Wakanoyama. Wakanoyama 161 kilos, Takanowaka 147. Not always the heaviest wrestler that wins. Well, Takanowaka handing out the stick there to Wakanoyama's face, keeping him on the move. It's the way to do it. That hustling style is very difficult to counter once the initiative's lost. Takanowaka takes his 7th win, 9th loss for Wakanoyama. And in the corner of these rings, there's a bucket of water which they can use to rinse their mouth. It's not meant for drinking. Paper to wipe the sweat. And there's salt to chuck in the ring. So quite an elaborate ritual. Takanonami on the left against Jumonji, newcomer on the right. Jumonji trying to rock Takanonami over the edge with his stomach. Well, Takanonami gets a cheer from the crowd here. That's his 4th win. He said after his 2nd win the other day, when he got a cheer from the crowd, he felt ashamed. I mean, from a man who's had 2 tournament wins and, as goodness knows, he had 32 basho as an ozeki. He felt it a bit ironic to be cheered on actually getting a win, but this is the drama of sumo. The good ones rise and fall, they hang on in there, slowly fade away. Now Otsukasa against Tosanoumi. Tosanoumi comes out with a very audible grunt. Cracks his head in. Otsukasa absorbs the shock. Tosanoumi is the rougher of the two, gets his hand on the back of Otsukasa's head, drags him down. So that was 7th win for Tosanoumi, 7 losses. Needs 1 more win on the last day to get Kachikoshi. And that was 8th loss and Makikoshi for Otsukasa. Well, Tamakasuga now against Aminishiki. A slight looking wrestler. Well, he's only 125 kilos, just a little bit heavier than Kaiho, who's the lightest. Actually looks quite weak, but nevertheless he does get some wins. Well, Tamakasuga there gets his 6th win, just pulled him down. And a little bit of help on the back of the neck. And Aminishiki flies through the air. Tamakasuga, 6th win. Previous basho we had 8 wins, so he won't do as well, even if he wins on the last day. Toki fighting fangs, I should say. Fangs as in wolf fangs, teeth, and fighting Akinoshima, which means the island of Aki. Akinoshima trying to close in, but Toki is giving out the usual rough treatment there to the face. He doesn't do much else apart from that. But Akinoshima overreached himself in his push, and he gets slapped down by Toki. So there it goes, and he bites the dust. Toki with his 4th win, not a good basho for him. Previous basho he had 8 wins, and Kachikoshi, but certainly this time he'll only have Makikoshi. Kotoryu. He's got 6 wins, needs this win and the last day win to get Kachikoshi. Stay in this Makuuchi division. Here fighting Wakanosato. They fought 6 times previously. Wakanosato's won 5 of them. So The statistics are in Wakano Sato's favour. And he's got the power for it, so there's an overarm throw attempt from Kotoryu. But it's Kotoryu who gets it, drives him to the edge, nudges him over with yorikiri. Looked like it was going to be Wakano Sato's match. But there you see a little bit of tripping work behind the ankle there by Kotoryu against Wakano Sato. Just enough to upset his balance, and then that drives him out. 7th win for Kotoryu. Can he win on the last day? And we have Tochinohana against Kotenowaka. Tochinohana 160 kilos, Kotenowaka 175. Kotenowaka 34 years old, getting near that watershed age, 35 years old. Well, a fast start by Tochinohana, locks in on the belt. Kotenowaka's quite content to fight a leisurely bout. We've seen him fight this way before. He just leans on in there. 175 kilos of him, just locked in tight. Tochinohana struggling a bit there, tries that stomach, gappuri push. But Kotenowaka weathers that particular one. Well, it's Tochinohana almost gets him over the edge at that point. Nice recovery by Kotenowaka. And then he gets a little bit of a lift and a twist at the end of that. Kotenowaka wins that one. 8th win for him. And Kachikoshi. And 8th loss and Makikoshi for Tochinohana. So there's that lift. And then that general sideways movement as they tip them over the edge. Never a straightforward drive backwards. It's too dangerous to drive straight back. You might go out yourself. So they get to the edge and then they tip them sideways and over. Masashi Maru coming out for his bout, which will be against Tochiazuma. This bout is Mongolian Asashoryu, the Green Wolf, fighting Kyokuten-ho. Fought 3 times previously. Asashoryu has won 3 times. Kyokuten-ho tends to be predictable, usually the same sort of sumo each time. Well, a very fast start there by Kyokuten-ho. You hear the referee saying "mada mada," which means not yet, not yet. Got to harmonise their start. It's an even start there. Asashoryu. There's some Mongolian sumo for you. Locks in tight, traps Kyokuten-ho's wrist, releases the wrist, taps the inside of the leg. See that tap there with the right hand? It's enough to spin Kyokuten-ho over. So a real technician, this man, apart from his fighting spirit. 7th win, correction there, 10th win for Asashoryu, 8th loss and Makikoshi for Kyokuten-ho. Mongolians are exceptionally good at those taps on the leg. They know exactly when to... Well, this is Fusen Show. It would have been Kaiho against Musayama, but we saw that bout yesterday against Kyokuten-ho where he appeared to hurt his shoulder there. At that moment there, it looks like a dislocation. So Musayama drops out, gives the win to Kaiho. So that makes 10th win for Kaiho. And well, that's Jesse Takamiyama. That's the stable boss of the Azuma Zeki stable. He'll be watching his man Takami Sakari fight Chio Taikai. Takami Sakari from Azuma Zeki stable. Takamiyama, of course, a famous Hawaiian sumo man who became a sumo boss. Well, that was a hard start by Chio Taikai, drives into Takami Sakari. Well, it's a one-way journey for Takami Sakari, backing out over the edge. Chio Taikai just a little bit too strong for him. Well, just see Takamiyama there. No doubt pleased with his protege. He's got 8 wins so far. This is only his 4th Makuuchi Basho. no doubt go on to better things, providing his knees hold up. Chiyo Taikai takes his 11th win. So still a chance to go for a playoff at the end, but everything hinges on this next match. Everything entirely. It could go to the last day, but if Masashi Maru wins this one, that will give him 13-1, and that's victory for him. There's no other way that any other wrestler can come in. So it's Masashi Maru against Tochinohana. They fought 23 times in the past. Tochinohana's won the majority of their last 5 encounters. It's been touch and go a bit there, but Tochinohana's not looking too good in this basho. It's tight on the line, comes out fast. A little bit of a change there, but Masashi Maru keeps him on the go. Almost lost it a little bit, but that's it. Masashi Maru wins the 13th fight, and he takes his 11th tournament win. That ranks him up with Akebono, the 2 non-Japanese Yokozuna. Now got 11 basho wins between them. Akebono, of course, is retired. So this now means that Masashi Maru is in the ranks in the history books, the sumo history books, for a number of wins. Well, so that's there, the 11th Yusho for Masashi Maru. Still a day to go, though. It's at the end of day 14. It's Masashi Maru who takes the prize, although he'll get given it on his last day. But stay with us. We'll be back very shortly for the final day's sumo.